Welcome to TLC for the Soul podcast, where soul meets spirit. You have entered into sacred space. I'm your host, Tammy Lynn Chambers, and I'm here to help you shine. Now let's get going on this podcast journey. Hello, friends. Hello. I'm back. Bringers of the Light Sunday. I'm going to push this out just a little bit more. All right. Thank you for joining me here. Thank you. We've been off a couple of Sundays, I think. Hula High, the book we're working on. You're kind of like, what's happening there? We went on the road to Hana and we haven't apparently returned back yet from our journey. But today is June 30th, 2024. I thought we would do a July energy hangout for our Bringers of the Light Sunday. I'm recording this early in the morning and only because, well, not super early. It's like, I don't know, 9:30. But I need to get this done because my little mama do, honey do, my own do list is already piling up with stuff I need to get done today. So, before we go any further, why don't you grab yourself a little cup of something to drink. We're going to dive into the energies of July. I've got some light language. I've got some storytelling. I've got some cards. We're going to talk about, who knows, we're going to let Spirit tell us what's going on for us, the TLC for the Soul Collective, for the month of July. So if you need to pause me for a second and grab your favorite tchotchkes or crystals or cards, or I've got green tea lemonade here. Get yourself in a good old sacred space. I've got my favorite blanket, one of my favorite blankets. You know, there's long winters here, so a lot of people knit and crochet. And so at the thrift stores, you can find amazing crocheted handiwork. Wow, look, we got the tarot table all lit up. We got the little party. It's a party light sequence going on here. This is the love table we use for our love readings. Before I go any further, I'm going to wrap us all in love light and light love. Inviting in the guides who overlight TLC for the soul. Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, the Pleiadians, host of TLC for the Soul Spirit Guides. Followed me along on this journey for who knows how long. They've been with me now. Just dropping in. Ready to receive. I've been trying for the past 2 or 3 days to get the lowdown on July, and sometimes the guides are like, you don't get the lowdown until it's exactly the right moment. I'm practicing more about living in the moment, not always having to have the, agenda a week out or whatever. Although we do have our list, our 2024 second half energy list. We are going to take a look at that because we are in the energy theme right now. We pulled cards and we did a whole show on this, and I will link it. It's out there somewhere if you haven't seen it yet. This is going up on YouTube as a video. Have a little FaceTime with my YouTube fam, and it will go up on the podcast as well. But we are in this period that we drew in the second half energy theme show, which was the 6-6 to the Lion's Gate, 8-8. And we were working very heavily in the root chakra during this time. The cards that had come up were Dolphins, card number 9, card number 28, Someone New is Coming, from the Archangel Michael deck, and card number 6, the Arcturians, from our Starseed family deck. So let's just do a little catch up of our 3D world to see where you guys are at. I know, whatever's going on with me is also somehow playing out in your world as well, since we're all connected. I don't. I think June was pretty quiet, I guess. The energy was very intense, but I was being guided to rest a lot, take a lot of naps. Still, you know, we started a new workshop called the Financial Self-Mastery Workshop, and we're going to continue to work on that for July. I've already gotten a series of channelings in, very detailed channelings, very starseed stuff that we're going to work on. We've got materials, so I'm creating the materials for that second go round there. And other than that, I don't have a whole lot of shows planned for July. Again, the guides are kind of like, you know, they are having me do more of like a, I don't know how to explain it, but it's kind of like they don't give me the download until it's almost time to do the thing, whatever the thing is. Today I was going down to do some laundry, and you know, like everybody else, we're all doing the 3D stuff, and I could smell my washer smelled weird inside. I'm like, oh no, it has another clog in the filter. So I've been doing a lot of like, you know, stuff somebody else should really be, stuff my man should be doing, stuff somebody else should be doing, or some handyman. It doesn't have to be a person, just not me, things I don't want to do. Working a lot of divine masculine tasks. They're kind of hard. I had to pull a window air conditioning unit the other day out of one of the little outbuildings in the barn. And it was really clogged with dust because it's a really dusty place, but I have to have it in there because I've got birds in there, and it can't be too hot, and it can get really hot in there. So I have a big old fan. I have the window AC, and the window AC wasn't working because it was clogged with dust. I'm like, well, there's nobody around to clean it but me. And that's not something, that was a small task, not something you would really hire somebody for. It would feel kind of weird. So I'm like, well, better learn how to do that. And I was a little nervous because it was kind of heavy, and I didn't have anybody to help get it out. And I was like, come on, you guys, dragon fire. I was able to get it out, and I had to take it all. I saw a video. They had shown me a video, like, this is how the energy is going to start coming in for you. Kind of this new earth now energy. About 2 days before, they showed me this video of this guy cleaning this AC unit, and I'm like, why am I seeing this? And then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to do this, I think, myself. And so it was down to the, you know, everything to get the casing off and get it out, and the stuff like the coil cleaner I had to buy, and spray everything down and put it all back together and put it back in the window. And I wasn't sure I could lift it that high because the window is kind of higher up, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And I did it, and I was like, woohoo, you know, yay me. So today I went in to do a load of laundry, and I could smell the washer smelled weird, like when the drain backs up, when the filter's clogged. And I once before have had to take do the little drain, the whole thing, to drain it and clean the filter. And I'm like, man, I just did that. Why is this filter clogged? So I think that's what it is. I think I'm going to have to go down after this video and clean a clogged filter thing on my washing machine so I can do a load of laundry. So maybe July, you know, it's just like that now. It's just, you know, new earth now, chop wood, carry water. That never changes, right? So don't expect anything different. Don't expect anything different there. You know, you came here for a 3D reality, and you get a 3D reality. But what I get to do amongst all of that little, you know, stuff coming up is to escape, you know, with you guys, and into the books and into the cards. And I won't even call it escape. I mean, this is my work, not escaping necessarily, although it feels much more fun to be over here. And even when I do that stuff, like the 3D stuff, you know, it's like calling in the guides and, you know, asking for help and all of that. So it's the relational reality you choose to be in. And I was a little grumbly when I went down there. I was like, dang it, why is this thing clogged again? But I'm like, okay, we're going to get this done. You know, whatever guides want to help me get this done, I want to get it done so I can move on with my day. So that could be the energy coming in with this Dolphins card that we got earlier on, and root chakra. So all those things, these little things I'm talking about, whatever it is that's coming up for you. And I know you guys message me, and, you know, you may not have, you know, clogged washer drains and window AC stuff, but it's stuff coming up to help you kind of ground in and build your confidence, maybe in areas where you're not so strong. areas where you could use kind of something different, right? Getting you out of your comfort zone just enough to where you're like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. Okay, but nobody else can do it. It feels like this. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this, but nobody else can do it but me. So got to learn how to do it kind of feeling. So overarching energy for July, I'm still not exactly clear yet. So they did give me a book. I pulled The Stallion Returns, which is one of my books. All my ebooks are free to read. We've got different audiobooks up on the podcast and up on YouTube if you haven't partaken in any of the audiobooks. I know some of you have, and we've had some fun little conversations as you're going through some of the audiobooks. So I'm going to keep recording those. I think I have I have book 1 from the Thunder Rose collection already out there. This is book 2. So I may put this on audiobook this month for July. Oh, and the other thing before I do the storytelling, it's going to be July 1st tomorrow. I swear, yesterday and today, I was walking around and I'm already seeing in nature fall colors. There's a maple tree kind of just right off over here. It's already getting red leaves. I was like, what? What? No. You know about me in winter. We have 6 months of winter here. So that means we only get 6 months of amazing. We have 6 months of amazing weather. It's amazing right now. It's only been 60s and 70s this whole summer so far. Hence the windows, all the windows are open. I got the blanket. But yeah, the maple tree, red leaves, and then I was walking the Medicine Wheel Trail this morning, and some of what I call the underbrush, or kind of the lower foliage on the ground, is already starting to turn orange and gold and red. I mean, not all over, but enough to where I took notice, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. Not yet. Not quite yet. Nope, no. All right. So the Stallion Returns. We're going to do an intuitive little storytelling here. Can love conquer all again, or will Thunder Rose succumb to the spirit of the Black Stallion? In this second book of the Thunder Rose collection, Moxie, Diego, Pamela, Amber, and Edgar are back to solve new and mysterious goings-on at the ranch. The Black Stallion has shown up again, and it's not what everyone thinks. Atwood, or El Diablo as he used to be called, was infamously known for his string of bad luck upon whoever owned him. With no one willing to care for the aging stallion, he spent his final days at Thunder Rose under Pamela's care. During his stay, the ranch had one bad incident after another. This is kind of weird. Until the day that El Diablo transitioned. Now, 10 years later, sightings of El Diablo by the horses and hands at the ranch lead Moxie and the rest of the group on a dangerous passage into the heart of the beast. Oh my gosh. Okay, so if you guys are new here, even if you're even if you're not, all right, so all my work is channeled. All these books are channeled. Everything I do is what book-wise, and everything we write and come up with for you guys on the show is done via what I call automatic writing. That's where our financial self-mastery workshop is coming from. I'm getting a series of channelings for that. That I'm going to put up on the blog, because I know a lot of people have viewed that show so far. But I just sit down with my guides. I put myself in sacred space, pretty much like what I do here at the beginning of the shows. I say, in this case, I want to work on the second book of Moxie and Roses. What's that going to be about? I get a general gist of kind of what it's going to be about. I don't plan chapters and outline books or do any of that. I just sit down and I say, okay, today is going to be chapter 1. I only usually channel in one chapter at a time. I don't write for hours and hours and hours on end. Oh my God, it'd be so exhausting with the channeling. And then I just get in this case, I write now on my Google Keep app on my phone or on my tablet, and I just kind of listen to what I hear, and what I hear I type, and that's what becomes the books and the card decks and the everything else. So let's see. I do notice the color here. So even though we're working with the root, the crown chakra coming in with this lavender. Lavender could also be like, take it easy. Lavender, right? Be calm. This is the month of July. This book is talking about all these string. I don't like the string of bad luck upon whoever owned him, because bad luck to me would mean like bad karma, and we've been talking a lot about clearing karma. So let's just stop talking and let me just see. Okay. page number 33. Okay. It had taken everything in him to fight the powerful horse back when it was alive. What with the near deaths, accidents, and the poisoning of a young student, the Atwood curse had nearly cost him his dignity and sanity for that matter. This is Edgar we're talking about. Edgar River Whitetail. He's our divine masculine in this book. He's a Native American shaman, medicine keeper. He was going to need to buckle down and get really clear with his guides as to what he could do to solve this little mystery. In the past, it had been easy for Edgar to work with ghosts and remove them from the bonds of earthly existence. Most were just stuck and needed help finding their way to the light. But Atwood had the hellhounds. They're talking about the stallion. Atwood had the hellhounds in him, and that evil was not so easily removed. Where this horse had come from was not lost on Edgar as well. He knew the deviant background that had bred a horse like this and many others, and he had vowed to bring that group of horse wranglers down one day. Oh, here we go again. You can't work magic. Oh, they're talking about dark magic. Well, let's just keep going. You can't work magic like that and stay around forever. Sooner or later, your karma will come back to bite. And Edgar hoped that was what had happened to the Rafters gang. He wondered if the elder Rafters' father was the one responsible for the grandson's death while trying to pin it on a young Pamela. He wiped his brow with his handkerchief as he swept out Onyx's stall and vowed that he would clear Pamela's name once and for all in this town if he had to drag Atwood's ghost and the whole Rafters clan before the elder council himself. The Rafters lived on Indian lands, and not out of respect for the rightful owners, but out of responsibility to the Native Treaty of 1894 that gave every native-blooded inhabitant of White Knee County a piece of their own land right back to them, but not without instilling the bitterness of the very folks it had been pilfered from in the first place. Ooh, wow. I don't even remember channeling this book. This is what I'm going to have to do an audiobook because I don't really remember much. There's some key points in this book that I do recall because they come up quite frequently when we do. But this is like, what is going on here? Oh my gosh. This is very heavy and deep. So I was expecting July to be more like la-di-da. But this is going back into the karma, which we had a big discussion about karma in the financial self-mastery workshop. This is going, oh gosh. This is also, I think, going beyond personal karma and talking about, and I've talked to some of you all about this too, about ancestral karma, and going into like land karma as well. Yes, I'm getting big chills. So as bringers of the light, they're saying that some of you may be divine, what we call it divine reassigned, where you may be taking on assignments that have to do with clearing land karma. Ooh, that's kind of exciting. I don't know exactly what that means. Especially with it being on page number 33. I mean, to me, that's when I see 33 or 333 or 3, that's all to me about working with spirit, working with source, working with your guides in a co-creative manner. If they say divine reassigned, then it could be soul contracts coming online, soul contracts being upgraded, and even integrity upgrades for yourself. What I call integrity upgrades. So working with Archangel Raziel, who is the angel that helps with like the inner mystery school teachings, you know, all of the like Thoth scrolly type stuff, and sacred temple type teachings. So they keep saying the 7/7 portal is very important, which we've for this. Okay, so maybe between now and the 7/7 portal, you're going to get some divine reassignments. Okay, and he did bring up the elder council. We did bring up the elder council, and Edgar going to the elder council on behalf of Pamela. Do I go? Okay. So there's a lot happening around the 7/7 for karma clearing, especially personal karma clearing. It seems like it's like a big energy window when the Lords of Karma and the Lords of Time get together and review work that you've been doing around karma clearing. Karma clearing is really big right now. For the new age now, it's an important task, and I don't want to go so deep into that right here. I want to keep this more high level. And they said for the Financial Self-Mastery Workshop Part 2, which I guess I'll be doing early next week, they want me to talk more about the Elder Council. It's not really called the Elder Council, but it's like a gathering of these lords of the higher celestial governing bodies to review the work that bringers of the light and like us and light warriors have been doing on themselves, and to see if it is time to release the bonds that have been put around you in terms of your penance. I'm calling it penance, but in terms of whatever you've been doing to clear karma. So I have been feeling for a couple of weeks now that something big is coming. We did talk about in the Financial Self-Mastery Workshop about possibly, and it was on a card number 7. I don't have it now. I think it was the 7 of Pentacles, about possibly there being some sort of divine dispensation for all the hard work that bringers of the light have been doing around karma clearing. And if so, then thank you, God, because I've had enough already. It's just like, I think a lot of us are feeling that like wounded warrior, kind of like how much longer? I mean, just like I was saying earlier, like another fall's coming, another winter's coming. Much of the work that I'm doing here, where I'm at, and with you all, has been to clear massive amounts of negative karma. And if we could get a little bit of a reprieve and have those divinely released, so to speak, then, I mean, that is a cause for celebration for sure. Because I think many of us are very weary, myself included. I'm just tired of like getting up every day and like, oh my God, I've got to go do this thing over here, which I know this certain task that I have to do every day is part of this karma clearing. It's not fun for me. Somebody else may think it's fun. It's not fun for me. It's not meant to be fun for you, right? It's meant to be something that you do as making up for some shit you've done in the past, basically. You know, I love doing TLC for the soul, but again, I do it without expecting anything in return. We've been doing this work for almost 7 years now. Over 700 shows. You know, we expected to have a lot. We expected to have a lot more than 185 YouTube family after 7 years, you know, those kind of things, without expecting anything in return. All this work, so maybe think of examples in your own life. All this work has been helping people, but as recompense for what I have done, what I'm doing to clear karma, it doesn't necessarily come back to me in any way other than a good feeling for doing it. There's no like financial, you know, gain or anything like tens of thousands of followers or anything like that. So, all right, enough said on that. Whoa, but they did bring it in heavy. I thought that we weren't going to go heavy on this again, and it looks like we're going a little bit heavy on it again. But they are saying, of course, they're going to say, well, all is well. Okay, so storytelling. Well, all right. Now let's get a few cards for July and see if these similar things keep coming up in the cards. So this is my deck, Labyrinth of Dragonshire. Let's just see what comes out for July. Oh, we got card number 21, which it comes into a 3, so more 3s. Third quarter, oh, and it's a 3 again. Third quarter moon, you're almost to the end with, it's hard to see that card, I think, if you're looking at this. It's got 3 dots. It's got like the winning flag. And with it came skeletal. When I get skeletal, that talks about a lot of light body upgrades happening this month. It's not going to stop, right? Solar flares, if we're almost in or we are in solar maximum, light body upgrades, DNA upgrades, needing to ground in with this root chakra, all the light codes that are coming through. None of that bringers of the light work is going to change anytime soon. But I think in your body, you might continue to feel those feelings. When I get the skeletal card for me, there's a lot of like, either like new energy coming through that needs to be ground in. Sometimes it could be a lot of aches and pains that suddenly show up, you know, feeling really tired, needing to take more naps. Yeah, working with the light body, paying attention to any nudges you get from your guides about dietary changes, supplement changes, body work you could have done, you know, like kinesiology or massage or Reiki or all of that stuff. That's really nothing new, but it seems like it's highlighted again for July. We've got one more card in this overall energy of July. Oh gosh, it's the "Why did you leave me" card. This card always comes up when there's some sort of separation involved. Be you separated from yourself. I always see this L in this picture is like an L on a tombstone or something. Like maybe you need to check in more with your guides. There could be a lot more ancestral, because I did see before I shuffled, I saw the ancestral witch card. There could be more ancestral elder type energy, ancestors energy coming up, wanting to be recognized. We did just talk, I think we just said earlier on about ancestral karma clearing, maybe some forgiveness work around ancestral karma. Let's see. And if there's anybody that's in separation from a loved one, be it a loved one who has passed to the other side, or separation from loved ones like soulmates, twin flames, romantic partners, divine counterparts, however you want to put it, there seems to be a little highlight there. We are going to get some more cards around each one of these. Okay. So they wanted me to bring out the Mystic Martian deck. So we're going to draw these cards, and then we're going to do some light language. So let's stay tuned to that. Light language to help you ground in these energies of July. Okay. Let's see what else we get for July. Oh, here we go again. Jeez, this is separation. They're going to push me to talk about this separation energy, I think. It's the Venusians with romance, almost like our Two of Cups. Romance, soulmates, and empathy. And in the reverse, which I read as like the significator, we got the fire element, warrior, passion, and fearlessness. So they kind of came out like this. Where that divine feminine energy, it looks like she's being lifted up in fire and in flames. So they are bringing my eye to like the cherubim angels and romance angels in this Venusian card. So let me just pull. I think that's like soulmates and separation. We want to pull this fire element's kind of going in the middle of this spread. But what, Spirit, okay, you're specifically highlighting soulmates and separation. What do you want to say about that? I'm going to use the Final Rose Tarot deck, see if you get any more details. This is for July. That is card number 6. This Venusian's card is card number 6, which is also the Lover's card in the tarot. We had one card come out. What is that? Page of Roses, the Free Spirit. There's been a lot lately about clearing karma between divine counterparts and separation. Oh, and another card stayed on top of the book, so I'm going to get that in just a second. I do feel like with this 7/7 gateway, this review of karmic debt by the Lords of Karma, the Lords of Time, and the higher councils, I do feel like, yes, there's this dichotomy happening right now in the energy. For anybody who's been waiting to reunite with a partner, be it you were in the 3D together and you separated for whatever reason because you had to go work off karmic debt. I'm not talking about necessarily about karmic partners here too. I'm talking about karmic debt. Karmic partners, right, are people that come in, not doesn't always have to be romantic, to help you work off karma with a particular person. It could be karmic debt that has nothing to do with a specific person in your life anymore, because I think for you all that we're talking to here, you've cleared that debt already. We're talking about older karmic debt. Could be partners earlier in your life, in this 3D lifetime, or partners from past lifetimes where you've been working a lot to clear that karmic debt. And that's been, they're saying, a holdup for some of these unions of partnerships, divine soul partnerships coming together. And there's, oh, I'm getting so many chills. There's been this dichotomy between like the, in the higher celestial and governing body councils, there's been this kind of push-pull, almost like, it's kind of funny because I do follow enough when my son tells me what's going on. I know this is an election year in the U.S., and so there's been the presidential debate and all that happening, right? And I'm not going into politics at all. I'm not, but there's been this like higher level celestial governing body kind of dichotomy of like the Lords of Karma going, well, these souls need to pay off this karmic debt before it can be released. And then there's like these New Earth Now councils coming in and saying, okay, but we need these souls to come to, oh, I'm getting so many chills, to come together in divine partnership because they've got work to be done. And I feel like there's been this like, are you going to let them off their contract? I think there's been these like gates where it's been like, are you going to let them off their karmic debt? No, not yet. No, and somewhere somebody's going to have to meet in the middle to where the Lords of Karma are going to have to take a good look and say, you know, this soul has done enough. We're going to give you this early release, so to speak, from your karmic debt because you've got other work to do. And we need these divine soul partnerships to start aligning. Well, they're aligned already. They've just been in this waiting pattern, clearing this karma stuff. But it's kind of like, okay, let's draw the line. And these elder councils, so to speak, are coming together and saying, you know, we need these souls now. We cannot wait. We're coming to a point where they need to get going. And I think there's going to be at this 7/7 one of those type of celestial governing body type elder council reviews where the majority of the karma is going to be forgiven and released. And you're going to start to transition away from these things that have been holding you back. And holding it's not always couples. Let me just, they're saying twin flames, divine partnerships, soulmate contracts. It's not just romantic. It's these partnerships that have not been able to come together in the higher levels to achieve these higher soul missions yet, because they've been waiting for people to clear karma. They've been waiting for souls to clear karma. And hopefully, and when I asked on this, I said, was specifically asking like on the 7/7, are we going to be let go from this karmic debt so that we can move forward? And their answer was kind of like, they don't really know. It's like, maybe you are and maybe you aren't. And the advice is just keep doing what you're doing it with grace, doing it with gratitude. I think they're kind of looking also at like how you're handling what you're doing that has to do with repaying karma. Like, are you bitching about it and being upset and pissed off and angry that you've got to do this? Or if you come into like a lot of the stuff I'm talking about, you don't want to do. And I know that it is clearing karmic debt. I mean, for a while, I was like really upset that I had to do it every day, really upset. And then I finally came into this level of acceptance where my guides kept telling me, well, how can you enjoy doing this more? What can you do to make it more fun? What can you, we know you don't want to do it, but you've got to do it. But what can you do to like level up, think about it in a different way. So I've been doing a lot of like clearing my attitude about doing some of these things that I don't want to do. And I think they kind of look at that too, like we were saying earlier, like this time off for good behavior. Like, are you approaching this with grace? Can you have some fun with it? Can you bring some levity into it? You got to do it, but what can you do to make it more enjoyable? And they've helped me a lot, like readjust these responsibilities so that they're more evenly spaced out throughout my day. There are big tests and trials sometimes with these things. But I think it's not just the fact that you're begrudgingly going through the motions of whatever this is. I think it's like, are you doing it with a kind, open, loving heart? Are you doing it? Not everybody's shown like, I think I've got this insight, but into like what's happening. Like, I know this specific things have to do with this, clearing this karma. I think you'll know. It's something you don't, it's like shit work you basically don't want to do, but you have to do it. And there's nobody else that can do it but you. And it feels like you've been doing it for a really long time. That's the thing. So I think they're watching us too, as to, hey, we're old. Everybody here is pretty much an old soul, whether you're old in physical years or young in physical years. You're an old soul. This is not your first time around the block. You're freaking star. You've gone through many star systems. You've seen a lot of BS and a lot of crap and a lot of dark energy and a lot of this, that, and the other, right? But you've evolved through that to where you've come to such a deep level of understanding of who you are and where you're from and what you've done and why you're here, that we no longer should be approaching some of these things like, it's your freaking punishment for doing something wrong in the past. You came here in this lifetime to clear these things, clear this karmic debt, so possibly you don't have to come back to this planet next time. You maybe can, if your karma is really, really good, which you're not just clearing off debt as you're doing these things. I'm going to become this karma master of karma, freaking talking about it all the time now. You're not just clearing these debts, you're also in the service work that you're doing with them, you're creating good karma along the way as well. So as you've been toiling through or whatever this is, or, doing it with a bounce in your step or whatever, you've also been accumulating good karma. And so now as this 7/7 comes around, I don't remember the card. I think it was scales balancing from the last time we looked at the cards. It could be at a point now where the scales have really evened out, and it's to a place where it can just be forgiven. But what they did say is, keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing it with grace. Keep doing it with, as much levity as you can. Because I think your attitude as a senior bringer of the light worker on this planet is part of the game as well. And, can you, pull yourself up and act like a leader like you are, and a leader would not approach, a leader would approach things in a different way. So I sure hope so, because I know I've been waiting for quite some time for many things. If you've been here for a while, the majority of my little wish list that I've had has been stuck in this limbo, so to speak, until I clear this karmic debt. And so hopefully, if that happens here for those of you listening and watching, then after the 7-7, you know, I think I asked him, like, how are we going to know if we're the ones that, if we got released from this thing? And they said, it will be indescribable. You will immediately feel a huge burden being lifted. And if you ask your guides at that point, they will tell you once the decisions have been made, because your guides don't make these decisions, these higher councils do. And so your guides are just here to help motivate you through this stuff, right? Keep you going, keep you motivated, keep you staying strong, keep you taking care of yourself, so you can keep going, clear this stuff, and be released from this thing. And so once these decisions are made in the higher councils, then your guides will know what's happening. And yes, they can see the probabilities out there, but still they're saying they have to wait. Oh, they have to wait to be released to tell you. So maybe they do know, but they're not able to tell you, kind of thing. Because I'm like, well, you guys are kind of see more than we do. And they're kind of saying, we do, but we're not able to share that until the time is right. Okay. So anything else we need to say? Oh, we had the one card left over. So what's the other thing coming from? Oh, look, you guys. See, I love the magic. The bottom of the card that was stuck to the book, that to be continued, the cliffhanger. That's the card. Card number 12, to be continued. Kind of like that. If you're listening to this, it looks like the, what is it from the from That's All, folks. What is that? Not Warner Brothers. When they showed like the cartoons like Bugs Bunny and all that at the end, you'd be like, that's all, folks. The cliffhanger. So we don't know yet, and we won't know yet. So keep doing what you're doing there, and hopefully, please let us continue forward and let us move on. Okay. What else do we have here? This fire energy and this skeletal, is there anything else you want me to say about that? Not right now. The almost to the end is pretty self-explanatory. Am I already done? Oh, the light language. I'm like, am I already finished with all my jabbering? All right. Jabberwocky. There used to be a club. Isn't it a club called Jabberwocky? Something at my school was called Jabberwocky when I was in high school. I think right now, too, I really do feel like something big is ending, that July is really a big fresh start for people, because I've been going through, and maybe you have to, this big kind of like life review of like the past. I just came up and completed another 18-year cycle. And I've been getting a lot of like, you know, do you remember this? But not in a bad way. Like, do you remember this from the past 18 years? Oh, yeah, that was a fun time. Do you remember this? You know, it'll just pop into my memories. You're like, oh, yeah, that was really cool. Oh, I really enjoyed that part. So I feel like this is something big cycle closing out too. Oh, they just keep saying karma clearing. Yeah, that 18-year cycle was also about clearing a lot of karma between people. All right, light language. It's like I haven't done light language in so long, I don't know what I'm doing. All right, so let's get ready for the light language. Let's see what we're going to do here. I just want to get the overall gist of what this light language is about. This is, okay, so they're coming in to clear the energy, first of all. So we're bringing in angelic beings, and I'll do the light language in just a second. Let's just get us set up here. Let's get yourself. You shouldn't be like walking around or driving or doing all that. But the light language, if you are, you should probably pause this and come back when you can really be in a receptive state to get the full benefit. You need to kind of be still when the light language comes through. Okay, so we're going to bring in angelic energy for clearing chakras, clearing energy fields, and then they're going to come in with a whole bunch of different star being light language. So you may resonate with all of it, some of it, just one of it. You know, you'll know if it's meant for you. Usually you'll feel it in your beingness. So let's bring in the angelic light language first. between upper, middle, and lower chakras. Like that, what they call it, like dantians, like the upper, middle, lower dantian. Okay, here comes the starseed. I'll try to remember each one, but I may not. So let's see. Lyran. This is what they're saying. It's light language for like the wounded warrior feeling, to help lift you back up again, uplift. So we did some clearing. We're filling you up. Pleiadian. Okay, it's going to come in 3 different packets. So it's packet number 1, Lyran, Pleiadian, Vegan. And we've got Arcturian. Okay, I have to pause. Remember, it's very high vibe. It's like totally crown chakra blowing out. It was almost like 2 computers talking to each other. So there may be like a motherboard reset there for my Arcturian starseeds. Shh. Orion. They just keep saying Orion. Oh, it's from Beetlejuice. Venusian. Take a deep breath. And we've got elemental light language, dragon fire. Yes. Elven.
Jirendire koreki kiraka. Nena karade la la ni jiro o. Nyararele kalahai nya. Gorekan jire kere tu dan tili katutu tuli mane kaitu kokoro. Nya ini puru
This is indigenous, Native American elder councils. So any of you that really relate to indigenous, Native American, needing that extra like warrior spirit. This is coming in from the Navajo Windtalkers. This is some of my guides. Jiret in head or in head koro koko. Mera rare horn di egre heart in shinde the cara tatara de nara da ma ya ha ha. Yera unheard ho. Nerash oh. He and the he and it ya ha ye and a he and he and a he and he and or un hey Take a deep breath. There was a lot in that little packet, especially from the Windtalkers, about white buffalo calf woman has been showing up for the past couple of days all over the place for me. I know there was a white buffalo calf born somewhere recently. They're saying trust your heart. A lot of that was like get up warrior type light language. Trust your heart. Allow your soul to lead the way. I think were messages from all these nations and races that were playing a part in this transmission. All right, let's get one final card for July. Is it the to be continued card? All right, so they want me to use the embroidered graveyard because we've been talking about a lot about unicorns, ancestors, and elders coming in. So one final card for July. That's off of embroidered graveyard. Anything else you need to know for July? We've got one card. It's in reverse. I love it. So we were talking about Bugs Bunny, and it's the sister card, and it's a skeleton girl holding a giant rabbit. Oh God, I love it. The rabbit's got like carrots on his feet. All right, sister energy. So let's read this. This book is amazing. This is card number 58. What's that, a 13? That's the death card in the tarot. 58. The sweetness of sister archetype greets you in this card. From caring for pets and animals to climbing trees, sister gets up to a lot and gets away with even more. Her sweet face, we don't see her face, she's hidden behind this bunny, and adorable eyes melt even the toughest of hearts. Sister reminds us to open up and express in the moment how we truly feel. Laugh, cry, and dance when the feeling rises within us. Do not bottle up or mask those feelings. Try the Comfort My Inner Child spread on page 238 to connect with your own inner sister archetype. The spirit community says a sister spirit. Okay, so this could be someone in spirit. someone in the 3D or just the archetype of the sister, greets you today offering her most prized possession, her rabbit toy. The toy has been hugged, loved, and cried on so much that it holds her very energy within her too. She offers this to you in complete trust that in this moment your needs are greater than hers. She may be living her past and of any gender. She feels your trauma and offers you her mind's eye vision of comfort. Let her sit with you, comfort you, and melt your heart today. If someone asks how you're feeling today, don't just mumble, I'm fine. Instead, be truthful and allow them to comfort you. This is Sister Spirit guiding you to express and release today. And the introspection is the sweetness of the sister archetype is undeniable. Let yourself embody this archetype for a few moments each day. This world can be a harsh place, and so we often armor up mentally. But when you feel safe and secure, take the armor off and allow yourself to just be. Breathe and hope again. There is a great bravery in being vulnerable publicly. Start first with being completely vulnerable and honest with yourself. I'm your soul sister in spirit. A lot of us hang out and chat offline. A lot of us, meet up in the astrals and in dream times. Some of you guys are always in my dreams. We're doing stuff and having fun and clearing karma and who knows what else. I know there's a lot of big sister, big brother type archetypes out there too right now. So I may be someone's big sister, but hey, I might need a big sister, big brother archetype of my own. So think about that. Like, think about what you want, what you need, and don't be afraid to say it. Don't be afraid to, if somebody asks you what you need, if somebody's truly asking you what you need or what you want, don't be afraid to speak up and say it. I think that was also coming up for July, was about shyness, and don't be afraid to say what you really want or what you really need, what you desire. And sometimes these big brother, big sister archetypes are going to just show up when you need them the most. A lot of mine are spirit guides. I've got a lot of spirit guides, big sisters, big brother type things. But maybe for some of you who that has been your reality, where, your spirit guides have been, for me, been your best friends, you're starting to see, and you're going to see more of 3D kindred souls coming in to help you out in this new Earth Now reality. So take a look at that for July, maybe more towards the end of July, since this card came out at the very end. You'll start seeing some new faces show up. All right, so that is all we have for you, friends. I want to thank you for spending your hour with us on this Bringers of the Light Sunday, and I hope you have a magical, mystical July. We'll be back in July with some more amazing, fun, exciting content. At least it is magical content. And we will see you all again soon, somewhere in the astrals at TLC for the Soul. Take care.
This episode has been brought to you by Buns and Such, Tessa Locke's premium bakery and workout bar. Visit anytime during the week and enjoy a free mini workout session and chocolate-filled donut. Thanks so much for listening. We'll see you again soon.